Hi, I'm Chef Bruno and I'm so excited to show you something amazing today. This is the Canary butter from New Zealand. This is from the finest grind-fed butter from New Zealand. It's absolutely delicious and there are many kinds of butter and we're gonna use that in this recipe. This Canary butter is brought by Indoguna, Singapore here. So let's start the recipe. Beautiful salmon steak, broccoli. How can we do some magic? The magic gonna come from the butter, from the Canary butter. We're gonna first pan fry, pan roast, give a beautiful golden color, a crisp, tasty flavor to this salmon. Let's start. Look at this beautiful yellow color. Why it's yellow like that compared to another butter? It's because you don't have the buttermilk inside, which allow a very high temperature and which allow also the butter not to burn and not to give this unpleasant flavor, a little bit bitter than what you're using when you have the butter. Here, so cast iron, the skin, you love the skin when it's crispy. With the Canary butter you're gonna have that because you see, smoking hot, but not too hot. You have to wait to have the crust before you remove it from the cast iron. So I'm gonna wait just a little bit to make sure I have the perfect temperature here and the perfect crispiness. So now we're gonna give a beautiful color to this fish to allow to cook slowly, and we're gonna wrap up into a foil paper. Actually, this butter is the most versatile ingredient you can have in your kitchen, and that's suited to so many applications. What we do, we put a nice brown color. We allow the heat to go slowly inside and to rest for the protein we're cooking. And after, we're gonna cook it again to give the beautiful flavor. So first we use the Clarified butter, then after we're gonna use the unsalted Medallion butter from Canary. Well, we wrap the salmon, beautiful golden color. It's crisp a little bit because of the Clarified butter. Now we have the flowers of the broccoli and we have the stems, and we're gonna do a mash with the stem using the Medallion egg ram from Canary, New Zealand butter. It's absolutely delicious. I show you how we do that. And we're gonna glaze the flower with the same butter. Boiling water, a lot of salt inside. It's a green vegetable, so we want to fix the chlorophyll. We have ice water on the side just to make sure we got everything beautiful and tasty. That's simple. We just put that in the boiling water. So we cook that very quickly. It's in boiling water that's very small, and we want to keep a little bit of texture. We have the puree on one side, so we want to keep a nice flavor and a nice texture and the super green, beautiful color of those broccoli. It's done. It's almost done. I'm gonna check a little bit. How do I check? Up, I take one piece, put in the ice water, check like that. That's perfect. So, bing, strain that. We're ready. Ice water, and you see this beautiful, vivid, fantastic green. Next step, the puree. Now the secret for the puree, you remember we cook already the small flour. We have more flour, but that's gonna bring the color. This gonna bring also the texture, and we're gonna cook this one first. So we're gonna put that in the boiling water, salted boiling water. But most importantly, what's gonna give this beautiful flavor to your puree, it's gonna be the butter. And look at that, bang! It's ready to use, 8 grams. It comes from the box directly. It's already super sharp, super beautiful. It's 8 grams. Again, you can stamp that and put the logo you want, not for the cooking for sure, for presentation and for any kind of presentation, practical, salted, unsalted, you have the choice. But for us today, it's gonna be the salted one. in the water one more time. We put this one maybe 2-3 minutes before. We allow that to be a little bit more tender. Then we put the flowers, and I show you how to do the most amazing, exquisite, tasty, flavorful broccoli puree. And for that, we're going to use a hand blender and this fantastic cold butter. The secret is here. Warm puree, cold butter, and you have a fantastic puree. Right on. We cooked that already for about 3-4 minutes. It starts to get a little bit more tender, and it's ready to put the flowers inside and make sure that everything going to be cooked in the same time. Well, that's cooked, that's ready. We're going to keep the nice green color and not overcook. It needs to be cooked but not overcooked. And you see, we keep the beautiful color here. So with the blender or hand blender, what you have available, you're gonna get this very smooth, flavorful and delicious puree. We put the products inside here. We remove that. We have the hand blender. One more time, with the blender you can do it also very well. But we're gonna use here the hand blender. Beautiful. And if I want to do the beautiful emulsion, up the 8 gram salted butter inside, and super cold, very important, it needs to be super cold, and to have a nice smooth and flavorful, oh yeah, maybe one more. We're gonna remove that, and look at this. How beautiful is that? Amazing, no? Absolutely amazing. Well, we have a beautiful green buttery emulsify broccoli puree, and very important, that make the difference. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Why? Not because I cooked that in the water. It's because this butter is a premium, amazing, delicious butter. Okay, let's finish the salmon. We use the same cast iron, but this time we don't want to do the color because the color is already here. It's already crisp. We want to finish with a nice nutty flavor, and for that we're going to use the Medallion Canary butter, you know, 8 gram like we've done from the beginning on, and we're using the unsalted one. Look at the color of my butter here. Look at that. Me, for the finishing, I don't put any butter, but I'm gonna do again. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lime. I think it's perfect. Well, it's roasted to perfection, I believe. Now it's time to set up the plate. Well, we're gonna glaze this beautiful green broccoli flowers. Okay, we have a little bit of butter inside. It's hot, very important that it's hot because it needs to be super hot. Up, water inside, maybe a little bit more water, up, voila. It needs to be super hot, and your butter, and again, Canary salted butter, remember, salted for the seasoning, unsalted for the cooking or for the finishing of the cooking. So that's warm, you see the steam, the steam. Butter cold inside, 1 piece, 2 piece, that's plenty enough. And up, we glaze. Let's finish this dish. What we're gonna do, we have the puree, it's ready. Beautiful kernel of our broccoli puree. Look at that, how green and beautiful is that. Bang! Let's put a little bit broccoli flowers on top of that. Fantastic. Again, we have a beautiful selection of herbs in the butter, that we have these chives We're gonna remind the freshness, and bang, a little bit of lime. That's a nice touch. A bit of pepper, fresh cracked pepper, a little bit of salt. Here we go. Chives again, just a little bit to give, to remind what we're doing here with the beautiful herbs from New Zealand and the butter of my hot salmon, and it's gonna melt. Put this salmon on top of it, and you remember we finished the salmon with this amazing butter. So, you know, it's not burned because we control that, and it's absolutely delicious. So this, you can just put that on top of it, and just a kind up on the broccoli. A kind reminder of what did I do today with the Canary butter. I roast, bake, you name it. I pan fry the salmon with the Clarified butter. We call it Ghee also. Did you see the color? It was absolutely amazing. And again, you can use it for the sauces, you can use it for vegetable, you can use it for anything. It's absolutely amazing, and it's quite unique actually. Then after I roast this piece of salmon, after it was raised in the unsalted butter, because the temperature allows not to burn compared to the salted butter. The salted butter, I use it for the vegetable and cherry on the cake to give really a unique flavor to this dish. We had those medallions with the garlic and fresh herb from New Zealand, and we have a fantastic meal and we have a fantastic dish, and all that because of the Canary butter. It was a pleasure to cook for you today, and thank you to Canary to demonstrate all their products.